Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone. So nice to see all of you again today. So it's really my privilege to have this platform to share with you. So thank you to Healy World for providing this stage for us to learn from one another. Right. So a friendly reminder to all that the information that we share here is for education. Okay, so for the purpose of knowing more about how to use Healy and MagHealy for our daily purpose. And okay, the Healy and MagHealy devices, they are not medical. So therefore, okay, so it's not intended to mitigate, diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any diseases or medical condition. All right, so if you have any concern, please make sure that you see the doctor to get proper advice. All right, so do not attempt to self-treat. All right, so my own disclaimer is that this sharing here is based on my own uses, my own practices, and you can learn and adapt from different teachers, okay? And please make sure that you think, use with
તમે
this.
24 કલાક આ જ જોવાનું ધનવી કહાની નહીં ખબર પડતી.
Okay, what happened there? Okay, so, all right, so, okay, all the mic are muted. Okay, all right, so microcurrent and frequency is the two delivery method, okay, for us to receive the frequency into the bioenergetic field and the information field of our body. All right, so the results will vary from case to case. All right, so today, let's get started with a topic that will be interesting for many of us, and that will actually be getting in shape. All right, so we are using Healy, MagHealy programs today to vibrate for a healthy body weight and shape. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so for those who are first time here, welcome to Frequency Network. A little bit, very briefly about my background is that I started to get to know about bioresonance since 2017. So I did profiling using a bigger device than what we have here. And since then, I have switched to using just Healy and MagHealy to do the profiling, and the reports are very, very accurate. Okay, so my background, I also have a little bit of counseling experience in school and in profiling. So in terms of wellness, I am trained in Chinese Meridian system. So my profession before I became a wellness educator is that of a teacher, an educator in the Singapore A-level biology. All right, so I've done wellness education training since 2012, and for Healy and MagHealy, because of my clients, so I have collated the information and put them in very compact and detailed information here so that they can always refer through these 5 books. And then there's also YouTube for those who like to watch videos. Okay, so these are the 2 channels. You can go there and learn how to use the Healy to suit your purpose. Okay, because each one of us, we are at different stages. So this platform here is slightly more advanced, slightly more complicated. So if you're new to Healy and MagHealy, just catch and absorb and learn as much as you possibly can. So the rest of the basic, you can go to use Healy and Healypedia. Information is there, basic information is there for you to catch up. All right, for you to strengthen your foundation. So today we are going to talk about several factors that affect our body, okay, about slimming down, losing weight that we do not want. Okay, so one is the biological factors. Okay, so we're going to look at how as we age, the cell will lose certain function, okay, and how to actually use Healy and MagHealy to restore, to strengthen, okay, some of these functions in the cell. Now, the next one, we look at community, okay, the microbiome community in our body. a few kilograms of our weight is actually attributed to microbiome. So when there is certain imbalance, it will lead to gaining of weight. Yeah. So for that, we will look at the Healy Friendly Flora program in a power of 3. Then we also look at lifestyle. You know, are we eating, sleeping at the right time? So we are looking at the whole entire natural cycle where our body is supposed to synchronize with it, and how we actually disrupt it and the consequences of disrupting this natural cycle. And the last one is emotional factors. Yeah, certain trauma in our life can actually cause us to gain weight. And I do have friends, okay, who are in this category. So I'm going to share with you what happened over here. All right, so let's dive in. So I'm sure that many of us who have made attempts to lose some of the undesirable or unwanted weight have met with certain disappointment. Now, I'm not saying that exercises is no good, not effective, dieting and all that. Okay, we are looking at some of the factors that we have not considered. Okay, so some of the methods, they may work for certain people, or they may work for a while, and then after that there is a relapse, or we call it a rebounds, and therefore you are back to square one again. Okay, that means when you stop your diet, when you stop your exercise and all, so things get rebound. So why is it not permanent? And it's very tiring to constantly chase after it and having to change your lifestyle. Okay, so today I share with you some factors that you may find useful. Now, before I begin, I would like you to actually take out your Healy device. Okay, take out your Healy device. Go to the blue app. Okay, go to the blue app, and then go to all Healy programs under resonance analysis. Okay, resonance analysis, all Healy program. I want you to scan. After you scan, you will have top 5. Okay, and then after that, each of these top 5 you scan so that you get the details, the secondary scan. Okay, so for example, if you get Harmony 1, Harmony 2, bioenergetic support, vitalization, and chakra. So after you get this top 5, you go to Harmony 1 and scan again. Harmony 2 and scan again. Okay, so I call this 5 by 5. Top 5 and then secondary scan of the top 5. Okay, so now you will get your results, and then later on, we will see from your scan, okay, what is Healy trying to tell you? That means what are the factors? So we try to identify what are the factors that I'm talking about here that may be relevant to you from the Healy scans. Okay, are you following? Okay. All right, so if you have questions along the way, you can key them into the chat. I will answer you at the end of the session. Okay, so while you're doing that, I'm going to continue with some storytelling. Okay, now, body weight. There is a BMI, body mass index, that will, based on your height and your weight, looking at the ratio will tell you whether or not you are at normal weight or slightly overweight or obese or underweight. All right. So here we are talking about balanced weight. Underweight, not overweight. Both extremes are not desirable. So we are talking about healthy weight. Okay. So there is good weight. So therefore, I do not talk so much about losing weight, because there is good weight and you want this weight. And the good weight in the body, 40 to 60% of our body mass is due to bone and muscle mass. Okay, now these two, we do not want them to decrease. We want them to increase. So that's the reason why sometimes when people are doing their dieting, okay, or they use the Healy and they're doing weight balancing and all that, how come there is a weight increase. Okay, so weight increase is not necessarily bad. Okay, it could be building muscle mass. For example, with aging, so you tend to have muscle degeneration, so it becomes very flabby. So as you do the Healy, all right, then what happens is you may actually build muscle mass over here. So that's actually good. All right, so for bone density, if you're using bioenergetic vitalization, you're using bone density hormone and all that, so your bone mass actually increase, so that is actually good. All right, so that is good weight that we want to keep. Now, the other one is good fat. Okay, good fat that is found below the skin. Okay, let's see. Okay, now good fat is below the skin. All right, so that is good because it's to regulate our body temperature. Okay, otherwise we may lose too much heat. Now, the other one, which is actually good, is actually below the abdominal muscles surrounding the organs. So it's good to have some fats around your organs because it acts as a cushion against mechanical shock. Okay, meaning if you hit an object and all that, so the organs will not get physical damage, so they are cushioned from it. Okay, so these are called good body weight and good fat. Okay, now what is bad weight or bad fat that contribute to the weight? And that is the belly fats around here, abdominal fats, the one that I say cushion the organs, but sometimes there could be too much of it, then it will put stress on the spine. Okay, so for those with big belly, you will find that over time, the spine will curve, not in a natural way, and therefore put stresses along the spine, or it may pinch against your nerve and therefore cause you to feel aches and pain. Yeah, so so backache, back pain could be due to a belly fat. All right, now the other one is the weight because of the fat, the weight on the joints. Okay, so you are putting a lot of weight on your ankle, on your knee joint, and you wear them out faster. So the cartilage will get worn out, and over time you will get joint pains. Okay, so for this reason, for our locomotion, which is very important for movement, we should actually reduce this, okay, to that of a healthy level. Okay, now, so the fats that is surrounding organs, okay, so some of these fats we can't see inside our body. These are horror pictures to show us, all right, so that we are reminded, okay, to be more disciplined, okay, to use the Healy later on. So these could be some of the fats that are deposited around the organs. For example, the heart. So it can actually strangle the organ. So you can look at a heart, you can imagine how is the heart going to expand when the blood goes in and then contract when the heart pumps. So very little movement, okay, because of all the fats that is surrounding it, deposited around it. Now, the other one would be our blood vessels. Okay, what you see here, this is the largest blood vessels that comes out of the heart, the aorta. So you can see that too much of these fats can actually be, beware. So they can actually be deposited in the blood vessel wall like this, causing the narrowing of the lumen, the hole where the blood passes through. Ideally, it should be like this. Nice, clean, healthy blood vessels. All right. So this one is probably 98% blocked. Okay. Yeah, so some are completely blocked, okay? So, but we can't see, you see, so that's the thing. So by the time you go to the doctor and they said how many percent blocked, this is roughly how it looked like, okay? Yeah. Okay, all right, so the other part where the fats are deposited in the liver, okay? So in the liver, so it makes the liver unhealthy. That means not able to carry out its function. All right, unable to carry out its function properly. And what happened is that the fats here can actually store some toxins. Okay, so we call this the fat soluble toxin. So next session, we're going to talk about detoxification and different types of toxin. So today we talk about fat-soluble toxins like pesticides, fragrances in our cosmetics, heavy metals, lead, mercury, cadmium, arsenic, plastics, microplastics in the food packaging, toxins from fungus, bacteria, viruses. So the liver is a very important detoxification organ. So all these are actually stored in there if they cannot remove them, okay, especially artificial chemicals, okay. So these toxins will actually damage the liver, okay. Yeah, so it causes inflammation, yeah, and this is called what we call toxic fat, okay, toxic fats. So fats that stores all these toxins because they have nowhere to go. Okay, so that is the reason why when we start using the Healy, we always start with detoxification because we can never imagine how much toxins have accumulated over the years, over decades. Yeah. So the most common one that we always use is Gold Cycle Pure. Okay, then we also use this impurities, Deep Cycle H, Clean All. So these are programs that are good to actually help to clean up our system, okay, from all these toxins. One of the reason is we call it stubborn fats. Why is the fats cannot be mobilized is because they are holding on to all these toxins. If you break down the fats, and then these toxins will be released into your body system as well. Okay, so therefore we need to do some cleansing. Okay, so losing fats is not as easy as DEF. What's DEF? Dieting, exercising, feasting, okay? Yeah, fasting, I mean. Yeah, so I have tried some of these, all right? But at one point in time, I was trying to lose my abdominal fat over here. So I tried some of these methods. The thing is, it does not allow me to see much changes. Okay, yeah. So later on, I discovered what are the other ways to actually go about it. Yeah, so I'm going to share with you later on. Okay, now the first one that's important and common is that as we age, we always say that cell metabolism actually slows down. Now, metabolism is important because metabolism oxidizes and turn our food, our starch, our sugar, our fats into energy. And that is because of this orange peanut-looking structure here. They are the mitochondria. So these are the powerhouses of the cells. Okay. Now, as we age, these are less active. So what happens is if the sugars are not burned, then it will be converted to fats. Yeah. Okay. So therefore, we want to restore back the metabolism. So let's take a look why our metabolism actually slows down. So the orange looking organelle here, structure here, the powerhouse here, uses glucose. So the glucose from our starch, from our fruits, from our sugary drinks, okay, so the glucose enters in. Okay, fatty acids from the fats that we use also enters in. These are the two main sources of energy. Okay, now if the consumption is slow, it will turn into fats for storage. Okay, so now oxygen is used in this process to turn this into energy that the cell can use, which we call ATP. Now, over time, free radicals, okay, free radicals cause damage to the cell membrane, all these organelles. So their functions are affected. So therefore, it slows down. Okay, this is called mitochondrial dysfunction. So mitochondrial dysfunction now is known as one of the major factor that causes aging. Because why? Once you produce less ATP or less energy, the rest of the cell function have to slow down, okay? Because there is not enough energy. So when it slows down, all this glucose, sugar that we used to take before, now in excess. So they turn to storage. Now, the other one, which actually help to metabolize or what we call mobilize, our nutrients is the liver. Okay, so this is like a bank storage organ for sugars, for fats, for amino acids. And then pancreas here, as we all know, produces insulin, glucagon, that is to regulate our blood sugar and all that. Okay, so these organs here, when they malfunction, so the nutrient metabolism and mobilization becomes affected. Okay, now vitamin deficiency, certain vitamins, okay, when it is not enough, especially this one, B complex, B1 to B12, vitamin C, vitamin E, these are the vitamins that are needed for metabolic purposes. Okay, so if you are lack of this, your body feels the fatigue and then less energy, and then the mitochondria also cannot function. Okay, so this lacking of these vitamins here will actually slow down your metabolism. Now, lacking D, if you're low in D, B6, 9, 12, it will actually increase your cravings, your appetite. So it will cause you to want to snack. All right. Okay. So vitamin B. Okay. So just now I asked you to do the 5 by 5. Okay. So you see whether any of this has actually appeared. Yeah. Now, if vitalization appear, okay, it means that your cells are damaged, old, and slow down in function. So therefore, you need replacement. Okay, so that means your aging is taking place. So therefore, if you see vitalization in your top 5, and then after that, you see any of this, all right, bone, that means that is your good weight to put back your bone density. If you have used cell and all that, that means this is general aging. All right. So this tool here is to actually help you to replace with new cells. All right. Okay. So if you get regeneration 1, 2, and 3 on top here, that means your stem cells may not be active. Okay, so they may be inactivated, sleeping. So therefore, you need to activate your stem cells with regeneration 1, 2, 3. Okay, so each one of them will work on certain types of stem cells. Okay, so I wouldn't know which of them are. Now, if you have holistic support, all this, it could be the machinery inside the cells, okay, that needed support. So all this here, this is to actually increase the function as well as give you new cells. Okay. Now, if you're short of muscle, if you're underweight, weight may actually appear. All right. So the weight over here is actually talking about muscle weight. Okay. So this weight here is not for you to lose weight. Okay. Yeah. So this is, then you will see in your fitness, if it comes out, you see whether muscle harmony appear. All right. Muscle harmony appear means your muscle mass. You're not having enough muscle mass. So therefore, the program that is given to you here, especially if they are 60% or higher, it means that you need to use these programs here to build your muscle mass. Okay. Yeah. Now, even if you think that you are overweight, okay, why should I need more weight? So when a person is overweight, even your hand here may looks big and bulky. They may be more fats than actually muscle fibers. Okay, and so therefore they may actually appear again muscles to build your muscles. All right. Now, if you see muscle strength, that means you have the muscle. It's just that you need to increase the ability of the muscles to actually contract to actually give you the strength. Okay, so they're different. So we are looking at weight, muscle harmony to see whether you are underweight or you lack muscle mass. Okay, now if you in your top 5 get your digital nutrition, so if you get digital nutrition and then when you do a secondary scan, okay, if you get this kind, like weight again, or you get vitamin B complex or vitamin intake. So these are referring to lacking certain vitamins, all right, vitamin deficiency. All right, or it could be, let's say your liver, that means it's pointing to the liver function, okay, but the liver under function is due to a lack of nutrients from your diet. Okay, so either you're not digesting properly or the cells are not absorbing it enough. Okay, so either one of these. Okay. Now, if you get all this, all right, if you get liver, okay, for harmony is about your function of the organ. So liver here, thyroid here can help to increase your metabolism. Okay, then if you have MagHealy, okay, now we go to MagHealy Classic. So cell harmony is good in general for all kinds of cells. That means to improve the function of the cell. Okay. Regeneration here, if you are aging. So regeneration here is to stimulate new cells forming. Yeah, so these two are good. If you have MagHealy, you can start from here also. Now, you can also use water activation, fitness, cell harmony, energy circulation. So all these will actually improve your energy circulation and energy supply. All right, so you can use any of this. Yeah. Okay, now the other biological reason could be hormonal imbalance. So if you get, let's say, hormonal programs that are more than 60%. So some of these hormones that I mentioned here could be out of balance. Yeah. So for example, okay, now let's look at the hormones. Okay, so here the fat cells produce leptin. Leptin is a type of hormone. When it produces, it goes to the brain because you accumulate fats. That means you have enough nutrients, right? So there is a reflex that will go to the brain and tell your brain you are full. You're not hungry anymore. Okay, and tell your brain to actually increase your energy consumption because you have excess. Okay, so you can afford to use more. Okay, so leptin here is a satiety hormone. That means it makes you feel full, satisfied. Okay, now the stomach produces what? The stomach produces ghrelin. Ghrelin is to increase your appetite. Peptide YY, so this is to decrease your appetite. So when you're hungry, it will be ghrelin that is produced. And then when you are half full, okay, it will produce the peptide YY. Now, this is the reason why we are advised to eat slowly. You're advised to eat slowly because the production depends on the extension of the stomach wall. So when it's empty, the wall is not so distended, right? Okay, so as you eat and as you're full, the stomach becomes distended or extended and stretched. So when it's stretched, it actually stimulates the gut cells to say that, okay, I'm full, so eat less, slow down. Now, if you eat too fast, the release of the hormones will be slower than that. Okay, so by then you have finished a big plate of rice. Okay, eat very fast. Then only the hormone is produced, then only you feel full. All right, but if you were to eat slowly, when your stomach is half full, you actually start to get the signal that I think I'm full already. Okay, so therefore that will prevent you from overeating. Okay, now the other hormones that are produced is brain nerve cells actually produce neuropeptide Y under chronic stress. So do you notice that when you're very, very stressed, you tend to snack a lot, okay? Whether it's your potato chips, okay, all the finger food, yeah? So because it actually increase your appetite and fat storage if you're under chronic stress, yeah? Okay, now the other one is the kidney over here, the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands actually produce cortisol or stress hormone. Okay, so this will also act to increase your appetite and your fat storage. Okay, now adiponectin produced by the fat cells. This is the other hormones that are produced. So this is to give you a feeling of fullness. Okay, so therefore, stop us from overeating. All right, so insulin, if it's produced, glucagon, these are the two that will regulate our sugar storage. Okay, now for metabolism, we have in the brain over here in the pituitary gland hormones that actually control the production of here, the thyroid gland. So hormones is produced here, it comes to the thyroid gland and tell the thyroid gland to produce the thyroxine. Okay, T3, T4, these are the thyroid hormones. So this is to actually increase your metabolic rate, all right, so that you can burn more. Now, sleep is also very important. If you don't get enough sleep, if you don't get good sleep, so what happens is that you lack the melatonin. So this hormone will also disrupt your ghrelin and leptin. Okay, now for those, if your results actually show mature women, whether it's male or female, sometimes mature women can come out or potency comes out. Yeah, so it's because of the imbalance of sex hormones. Yeah, so like for menopausal women, okay, you'll find that even if we just drink water and you don't eat, we tend to put on weight in certain parts of our body. Yeah, so when you reach that midlife, so changes like that will happen. Same for men and women because of an imbalance in testosterone and estrogen. Testosterone, when it's high, help you to gain more muscle mass. So this is the reason why during puberty, when the testosterone is high, you see the boys turn to men. So they start to build a lot of muscle. That's testosterone. Okay, so female also need a little bit of testosterone. Now, estrogen, okay, all the abdominal fat, okay, so you will have more when you have low levels of estrogen. Okay, that happens during menopause. Now, if you get power of 3 in your analysis and you have Kapha, so Kapha here is one type of body constitution, body type that tend to retain water and fats. So sometimes your body weight is due to retention of water. Okay, so if it's due to retention of water, you will find that, okay, if you are on a diet, your weight drops very quickly. So that is actually because of water loss. Yeah, so water retention. Okay, you want the previous slide. Okay, yeah, so let me finish this one first. Okay, so Kapha will, this type of body constitution also prefer sweet, oily, salty food, and there is a tendency to also overeat. Okay, somebody asked for the cortisol. This one, cortisol. Okay, all right. Okay, now, if you get harmony, if you get hormone, if you get potency, mature women, so these are the 3 that is related to the imbalance of hormone. Yeah, so it could be any of those hormones, we do not know, but it's all inclusive in here. Yeah, so if you get Meridians hormone, so this is also a hormonal imbalance. Yeah, then after that will be stomach and spleen. Okay, stomach and spleen, if you get these two, so that means it is the stomach and the spleen function, so which can actually be controlling those hormones as well. All right. Okay. Now, do you get chakra? If you get chakra, what does it mean? Okay, so if you get chakra, you look at the position of the chakra. Crown chakra is for the head. If you get the third eye chakra, forehead chakra, it will be where the pituitary, the pineal gland is located. Throat chakra is where your thyroid gland is located. Okay, then your solar plexus will be here. Solar plexus will be your pancreas, your adrenal glands under stress. And then you have the sacral. Sacral will be this part, your ovary. And then your root will be the testis, prostate area. Okay, so if you do not get the harmony, or you do not get the meridian, you may get chakra. It's saying the same thing. All right, because each of us, our body is different, our problem is different. Okay or not? So you may have the same problem. Let's say you are short of these hormones here. Okay, but why you are short of it? One is because of the energy center that is blocked. The other one could be meridian that is blocked. Okay, so Healy is super smart. Okay, Healy will base on your body, do the analysis and match. You know, you will match the program that you needed the most. That means the program has the frequencies that you need to actually activate the respective part of your body. So you just trust the Healy. So you look at the percentage. The higher the percentage, that means 58% or higher. So the higher on top of the 5 ranking, that's the most important one. Okay, so if it goes up to 58%, 60% or higher than 60%, I will encourage you to go to the pink app and then run those specific programs, okay? Because you need a bit more work on that. Okay, so now the second factor is the community inside our body. So at least 1 to 3 kg of our body weight is actually due to bacteria. Okay, now there are generally two types. Okay, one type that is bad for us that cause infection. The other type of bacteria is actually useful for us and support our health. Okay, so they are mostly found in the gut, mostly in the large intestine, in the gut. Okay, so they are responsible for our immune system. Okay, they are also responsible for our energy metabolism as well as cleaning up our gut. Okay, so they produce certain substances that are helpful for us. Okay, so therefore we need them. Okay, now, have you been on antibiotics? Because if you have, it means that your gut microbiome community has been disrupted. Okay, now immediately after you take antibiotics kill, whether it's good or bad bacteria, they will just kill all. Yeah. If you have just taken an antibiotics, it takes at least 9 months for the gut microbiome to restore itself. Okay, so over here, they actually study over 10 years. All right, so people who have taken antibiotics, okay, over a 10-year period, and this is what they found. The more antibiotics that you have taken over your last 10 years, the higher the risk of obesity. Okay, so you can see at the bottom here, the pills here actually is just a diagram to show the amount. So the more that you have taken, okay, the higher the risk of obesity. Okay, so they have also done experiments, meaning that from the feces of an obese human, all right, they take out samples of bacteria. They culture the bacteria that are found in the feces of human who are obese. So they take this culture and introduce it into a healthy mouse. They found that over time, Okay, that means they continue in the same diet, same exercise, everything as before for this healthy mouse. Okay, over time, this mouse also become obese. Okay, they do the same. That means from somebody who is lean, they take the bacteria, culture it. Then after that, introduce it into a healthy mouse. That means both given the same treatment, this particular mouse here will stay lean and healthy. Okay, yeah. So this is to show that a person who is overweight or healthy weight, our microbiome is different. Okay, and with certain strains of bacteria can actually cause obesity. All right. Yeah. So some strains are for different purpose, for metabolism and all that. So different strains have different roles. Okay. So therefore, it's not just simply taking probiotics, so there are people who say, yeah, I take probiotics every day and all that. Okay, so after this, if you are taking probiotics, maybe you can go and look back at your composition of bacteria there. Okay, so they found that this particular strain, Lactobacillus plantarum, okay, are very effective in reducing obesity and inflammation. So what does it do? So this one has another name called K21, okay, Lactobacillus plantarum. It actually inhibits lipid accumulation, okay, so it prevents your body from storing too much fats. It hydrolyzes the bile salts, okay, so that it will help you to reduce your cholesterol. That means you don't absorb too much cholesterol. Okay, so this will help you to maintain a healthy lipid profile. And then it prevents leaky gut. And then it also helps to regulate the composition, the type of bacteria in the gut. So they have done this test. So in this test, okay, the first column here, this is a normal healthy person. So here, this is an obese, overweight mouse. I think this is mouse, it's not human. And then here, they use K21 for another group of obese mice, okay? And this is what they see. All right, they see a reduction in cholesterol and triglyceride. So this one went back to normal. So this one dropped. Okay, so this is the lipid. So that means if you have high cholesterol, okay, probiotics or microbiome is helpful to you as well. Now they look at leptin. Leptin is the one that causes you to feel hungry or satiated. Okay, so here you see the obese mouse is 3,000 something. Normal is 600 something. Okay, so this level actually went to 1,006 something. Okay, so this is to reduce your hunger level. Okay, so that you reduce your snacking. Okay, metabolic stress. Metabolic stress is the ratio of these two, AST and ALT. So this two is 2.1, obese is 4.1. Obese with K21 went back down to similar profile as the healthy mouse. Okay, so this will actually reduce visceral fats in the belly. All right, so this will reduce. High will increase, low will actually reduce your belly fat. Okay, fatty liver. Okay, so fatty liver actually becomes better than the healthy rat. Okay, so this is to say that the K21 strain, the Lactobacillus plantarum, is good, okay, for your blood profile. Okay, so if you are having unhealthy blood profile, so you can actually look for this particular strain. Okay, now, why am I talking about supplementation rather than just using Healy? Okay, if there is no such bacteria in your body, you cannot use Healy because Healy will not make the strain appear if there isn't any. All right. So if your body do not have enough, you need to put the bacteria in, then use Healy to do the vibration. Okay, because the Healy will then support the bacteria. Okay, so here, when you check your own probiotics or when you purchase, look for combinations. Okay, you must have the correct combinations. Okay, for the lactobacillus, okay, look for the plantarum K21 where possible to lose weight. Now, this is for weight loss because probiotic supplements, they can be for many, many different functions. Okay, so some is for this. Now I'm looking about fat loss. You have those for skin. You have those that is for bowel movement. So it can be slightly different in composition for different purpose. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this and then later on go and look for probiotics that has this kind of combination. And they found that having lactobacillus with bifidobacterium strains are actually good. Okay, yeah, so that you have the diversity that is needed. So these bacteria can actually clean up your gut. Okay, then it will stick longer along your intestine wall so that it gives them time to feed on their probiotics, multiply, and form a community. Okay, so clean your gut as well. Okay, so now in the power of 3, you have this program here called Friendly Flora. Okay, so like I said, you must first have the bacteria before you use Friendly Flora to promote their community. All right, so to support them. If you don't have this, using Healy will not bring them into existence. All right. Okay, so this particular program here is to enhance the gut-brain interaction. So this is to reduce stress and then reduce low mood, okay, depression, or feeling feeling terrible about yourself. Okay, yeah. Then the vagus nerve that is activated will actually help the gut motility, bowel movement. So this will also help to clear the gut as well. Okay, and possibly it may also help to break down any harmful bacteria lining. Okay, and then changes the bacterial activity in the gut. Okay, so you can use Friendly Flora. All right, so this is to show the connection here. The gut-brain axis. One is for the gut to signal to you whether you are full, okay, or you're still hungry. So this is to prevent you from overeating. So this is also to prevent you from eating because of depression or stress. Okay, yeah. Okay, next we go into the third factor, which is our lifestyle. Okay, and this is a factor that confuses a lot of people. Yeah, so there has been many different programs out there that tell us when to eat, when not to eat. Okay, fasting, it's good to fast and all that. So there were a lot of all this, and it can be very, very confusing. Okay, now for me, I will always go back to the natural cycle, which is the natural timing of the body. Okay, so one is the circadian rhythm, the other one is the meridian daily rhythm. This is the daily cycle. Okay, so the daily cycle starts 7 to 9. This is when your stomach meridian is active. 9 to 11, your spleen, pancreas. Remember, this is for digestion, all the enzymes here. And then 11 to 1, heart. And then 1 to 3, small intestine. Okay, so 3 to 5, this is the time where we have the bladder and all that. Okay, so then after this, you will find that there is no more meridians that is related to eating. Okay, because after this is kidney, bladder, kidney. This is detox, pericardium, triple warmer. This is your hormone. This is to relax. And then gallbladder, liver. So this is part of the detox. And then lung, large intestine is detox. The rest of the time is detox. Okay, so the best time to eat is actually the earlier part of the day. Okay, heavy at the start of the day, heavy over here. Then by the time you come to after lunch, your tea break, this is where you have your tea break, is a light meal. Okay, dinner, I'm not asking you not to eat at all. Okay, so your meal should get lighter and lighter and lighter. So your dinner can be fruits. Okay, yeah, it can be that. So if you want to prevent your weight from going up, no food after 8 p.m. No food after 8 p.m. because even if you eat, a lot of the organ are actually slowing down. So they do not need them. So when they have nowhere to go, where do they go to? They go to the liver and then they are stuck there. Okay, so no food after 8 is a good practice. Okay, because after that is all cleansing. Now you may have heard of the 16-8, right? 16-8 fasting time, 16 hours of fast, and then you eat during that 8 hours. So then I saw this video. They will tell you you have to do a certain quiz to actually find out where is that 16 hours that you're supposed to fast. Okay, so according to this meridian timing in your body, it is anytime after 3, okay, until 7 p.m., 7 a.m. the next morning. That's the 16 hours that you can actually fast. Okay, yeah. So if you follow the meridian timing, you are not hurting the body. Okay, you're not hurting the body because this is the natural way as it is. Okay, but if you were to look at our existing eating lifestyle, okay, it is we go the opposite. Breakfast, we rush to work, right? So we take something very like coffee, bread, and all that. Then after that, it gets heavier, lunch, and then dinner is, well, okay, feasting with family. All right, our heaviest meal becomes dinner. So what happens is this is the wrong way of eating. All right, so if you eat heavy meals earlier, the body actually have more time to digest. Okay, so this is what I recommend, but I'm not recommending that all should only eat during this period and then after that everybody fast for 16 hours. No. Okay, so the theory here is your meals can go lighter and lighter towards the evening. Try to eat early. All right, don't eat at 9 o'clock. Eat around 6, 7, okay, for your dinner so that you have time to actually digest. Okay, now some of you say, but I feel hungry at night. Now, you can observe your body and see whether the meridian timing is correct. If you sleep before 11 p.m., if you sleep before 11 p.m., you will not feel hungry. Okay, you won't feel hungry. All right, now you try and see once 11 o'clock strikes, you will start to feel hungry. Okay, and that's where you start to, oh, I need supper. So if you sleep, you don't need supper. You can last until the next day. All right, if you don't sleep, this is when you start to feel hungry and order your McDonald's. Okay, and start to eat supper, and that's where you put on gain more weight after that. Okay, so if you do not want to have heavy meals towards the end of the day, you can actually use water. So MagHealy, water activation, you have fasting morning, fasting noon, fasting evening. So if you happen to be having the ritual or the habit of fasting on certain days, you can use water, MagHealy water like this to cleanse your organs. So I have tried the fasting water here, morning, noon, and evening. You actually don't feel hungry. I don't feel hungry. So I find this helpful because if I am doing a fasting, before I introduce this water into my lifestyle, I will feel hungry, and then the urge is there, and then the discipline is there, the will is there, you know, all these are constantly fighting. But I find that if I drink this morning, afternoon, and noon, just with this, I don't feel hungry at all. Quite amazing. All right. So I will take this time when I do my water fast. It can be just one day of the week or once a month and all that. So when I do my water fast to just clean the system, I will just try different, because you have to drink so many cups of water, right? So you will just use different programs. It's only 10 minutes, 1 cup drink, and then the next one I'll use another program and drink. Okay, so you can try all of this water here. So which is good to actually cleanse it. Okay, so how many times should we run? It is not hard and fast. Okay, so each of you may have maybe following certain meal regimes. So you follow your meal regimes. Okay, so for me, if I'm not traveling, then I'll do a water fast once a month. Okay, so sometimes I do 1 day, sometimes I do 3 days. So it depends on you. Yeah, so it's not to deprive yourself of food. It is actually to let the whole system resting, okay, cleansing, okay, so that it can actually recover. Okay, now your meal times should not be chaotic. Today I eat, tomorrow I don't eat. When I eat a lot, then after that you plunge, eat a lot, then after that no food and all that, the whole body will become chaotic because it does not know how to respond. Okay, so the body, if you are making changes, make sure that it is a gradual shifting. You shift half an hour, half an hour, half an hour each day. If not, the body will go chaotic. Okay, now the last one. Okay, the last factor here is actually trauma. Okay, trauma. So what happens here is somebody shared with me that she was once 45 kg, Okay, but then after that, after a certain incident in her life, very quickly, the weight actually doubled, okay, to over 100 kg. Now, what is the psychology behind it? Okay, if a person is bullied, now let's say imagine a very small, skinny boy went to school and was bullied by seniors, bullied by older boys, okay? Then the subconscious is that I'm bullied because I'm small. Okay, so the protective mechanism is I must be bigger. Okay, be bigger. So what happens is you will then transfer the feelings, the information to the subconscious, the body, to actually grow bigger. All right, sexual abuse is the same. All right, so the person who went through sexual abuse, harassment may think that, okay, I get abused or harassed because of I'm too pretty, I'm too beautiful. So the protective mechanism is to become fat and ugly. Okay, that means to become someone that these villains will not come after me. Okay, so it's actually a protective mechanism. Okay, so the body will then change. Okay, now there were people also who actually shared that from being overweight after they realized what trauma that they have gone through. And what happened was by clearing and releasing all these previous traumas that they had, okay, so now that they understand I can protect myself, so they clear, let go of the emotions, and they shrink back. Okay, they came back to the original size again. Okay, so sometimes it could be because of this. All right, now earlier I also mentioned about my abdomen here, so I was trying to lose weight over here. Yeah, so in the end I found out that it was the sacral chakra here. The sacral chakra was blocked, so I clear a lot of the sacral chakra here. All right, so how to clear all this trauma? Okay, later on I'll tell you. Yeah, so one is you can clear trauma using the aura analysis. So mine when I did mine was, okay, you have to see where are the blockage and then what are the information that comes out, the statement that comes out. Okay, so I realized that sacral chakra is blocked. So I clear a lot using the Healy chakra, sacral chakra, and then you use the aura as well. Okay, so the abdominal part, belly fat could be solar plexus, sacral root. These are the ones. Now, if you constantly have heart chakra, the bottom four, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, that means it's the lower half of your body, very likely emotional trauma. Okay, any kinds of emotional trauma that cause the blockages here. So it need not be the abuses that I talk about. Okay, any of the relationship trauma. Okay, with parents, with children, with spouse. Okay, so it will then cause blockages along here. Then what happened is the circulation here will be affected, and therefore tendency of being overweight around the belly area will increase. Okay, so you can use the aura analysis to actually find out so which are the area that you need. So if you see this, food is a form of security. All right. So if you do your aura analysis and then you'll find that statements related to food appears. So it may actually affect your eating habit. So you will find that you like to snack and things like that. So actually it's not you. You are actually controlled by the sacral chakra. Okay, that the food is your form of security. So therefore you snack, you eat, we call it what? The comfort food, right? Yeah. So it's because of blockage here. Once you're unblocked, you will find that naturally the desire to snack and eat is no longer there. Okay. Now, you see, this is what happens when the sacral chakra becomes harmonious. The person's food intake becomes balanced. They do not eat too much or too little. Okay. Yeah. So here you will have normal eating habits. Yeah. Your food, drink, exercise, rest, activity, oxygen, and all that, you will actually give it to your body. So the body related to food is actually sacral chakra. Okay. So appetite is respected as a signal from the body, and the body is provided with food that it needs. So this is when it's harmonious. All right. So when it's not harmonious, that's where there is food indulgence, binging, etc. Okay. Now to find out your trauma, I have mentioned in the past, these are the programs that you can use. Okay. That means you go to resonance analysis database. That means the third one in the blue app. Analyze all of this, whatever that you have. Your Healy edition may have some of this, may not have the newer ones, or may not have courage and all that, does not matter. So whichever that you have here, Alaskan bush bark flowers, homeopathy, Schutzler salts. So these are the ones that most of us would have. So you're going to analyze and then you're going to read all the statements there. So the statements there will, based on the percentage, 60% or higher or 58% or higher, these are the ones that will actually point you towards trauma that you may have, okay, or negative emotions that you have that get blocked, okay, that blocked your chakra and the meridian around the belly area. Okay, so to clear them, to release them is to vibrate the list. Okay, you can vibrate 38 seconds 7 times followed by 27 minutes, or you can make it like 1 hour, 4 hours if you want to. Okay, so that will actually unblock it, and then over time you will find things starting to change. Yeah, eating habit will change, your ability to discipline yourself will change. Okay, yeah. Now, the other one is to use coach to help you as well. Okay, so if you have a goal, a specific goal, how many kg do you want to reduce? So you can actually put your goal into the success coach. Okay, so there is a box over here. All right, so this is where you key in your intention here in the box. All right, so a few examples for you. You can, you don't have to exactly follow this. You can use this as a format and then put in your own words. Okay, so you can say that I claim. Okay, that means you just claim my perfect body weight and shape right now. Okay, I deserve to have a healthy, beautiful, and confident body. I value and appreciate my body as a vessel to enjoy life, health for as long as I live. Meaning that this kind of statement, you do not have a specific goal in mind. You do not have a specific timeline in mind. So what you do is you let nature take its course, okay, uh, to slim down to its natural size, healthy size, uh, at, at its own time. Okay, so this is when you just leave it as it is. Okay, yeah, so you just claim it, you just know that it's going to happen. Now, the second one is when you have a specific goal. Okay, I'm happy and grateful to reach my ideal body weight. What is the weight that you want permanently and effortlessly? Okay, in X number of weeks. How many weeks? How many months? Okay, I feel confident and empowered. Yeah, so you can put a specific goal, specific time if you want to. Okay, now the third one is for trauma. Okay. Mhm. Okay, I choose to naturally, easily, effortlessly reach my healthy and fit body shape and weight. I choose to release any known or unknown burden, trauma from my body right now. Okay, yeah. So this is a way to release and then have your own healthy regime. Eat as you normally would in a healthy way, do your exercise, do everything. Okay, so you can vibrate this 38 seconds, 7 times, 27 minutes, 1 time, or longer if you want to. All right, so you can rewrite again the list after about 1 or 2 weeks and then analyze again and then see what comes. Okay, so the statements that come, you may see that it could be from karma, 1E6 karma. It could be from your parents, could be from grandparents. It could be from even ancestors. Okay, so these are accumulated trauma that is part and parcel of our DNA and of our energetic field. Okay, so whether you know it or not, or you don't know it, so these are already there. Yeah, so especially if you look at your family line, okay, so if they are also having weight issues and all that, so these are the information that is carried and transmitted over time. Okay, yeah. Now, the other thing is, other than just writing all these statements, okay, to prevent yourself from neutralizing all this, is that when you look into the mirror, when you look at yourself, it is what? It is not to see your overweight body, all right, or your underweight body. Every time you look into the mirror, look at your ideal body in your mind. So you walk around, okay, and feel what it's like to have your ideal body weight. Okay, that is very important. And you've got to hold this energy in your consciousness that that is what you want. So we sabotage ourselves. Okay, you can do the vibration, and then after that, you sabotage yourself, okay, by focusing and looking at what you do not want. Okay, so because once you do that, you are putting the energy in that direction. Okay, so if you want to manifest your ideal body weight and shape in your mind, hold that energy. Okay, walk around as if you are in that state. Okay, feel it. Then your body will follow through. Okay, and this is what I do also, because initially I'll look at the mirror and say, hey, this bulge here, that bulge there, I don't want this, I don't want that. So every day I'm looking and measuring with my eyes, you know, whether it's shrinking or not. it doesn't help. Now, when I shift and change, when I look into the mirror, okay, smile and praise myself, okay, for the beauty body that I have, okay, change. Okay, you just wait. All right, things will fall into the right places. Okay, so that is what I meant by effortless. So sometimes you're so stressed, I can eat this, I cannot eat this, what is the calorie, I must do this and all that. So it is so much discipline involved, okay, and then so much work, okay. But once you have that ideal body, have your exercise, eat healthily and all that, just let nature takes its course. So you don't stress yourself. The more stress you put in, then it's going to create or cause the imbalance of your hormones again. Okay, so that will you always have a plus minus plus minus plus minus and get nowhere. So this one is once you decide and you want it. Okay, so once you decide and you want it, go all the way with your mind and doing the vibration for coach and then doing the vibration for all the Healy programs as well. Okay, the ones that I mentioned to you earlier. So every week, keep doing the 5x5 and see what comes out. So all the programs, 58% or more, go to the pink app and run that. So the Healy will keep, as you change, so the Healy programs will also change according to what you need. All right. Okay. So that's how we can actually use the Healy and the MagHealy together for better effect. Okay. But you have to help it by holding on to the energy of the desired body shape and weight that you want. All right. Okay. So that's all I have for you. Okay. The next time when I see you, okay, I'm going to talk about the different kinds of toxins, impurities, and how to actually remove them from the body. Then next week is a very special session. All right, the company has invited Jan Polzensky. All right, Jan Polzensky is the creator of Deep Cycle H. I have heard him before. All right, I've heard him before, and he talks about why the body needs electricity. Okay, and then he will explain every single program that he has over here. So make sure that you do not miss this particular one. Okay, in fact, I feel that you can also invite other friends because some of you were saying that, you know, how do I explain Healy to your friends? This is the one. Okay, invite your friends. Those who do not know Healy, have not used Healy, this is the one that I feel that they can get to know why everybody needs Healy. Okay, so make sure that you start inviting June the 5th. All right, so it will be hosted by Petra. All right, so thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me
Thank you very much, Christi. You are very wonderful.
Is that too much information? Okay, I am sharing just factors that we never considered before. Okay, so rather than always do the same thing, so these are things that we have not considered before. And then trust the Healy. All right, trust the Healy to tell you which program to use. Okay, let me see whether there are questions. Okay, recording as usual. It will come in the next month, Frequency and Friends email. At the bottom, they will put all the links to the earlier to the video recording for the month of May. Okay, so I'm glad you like the information. Pratipa says, how can I deal with stomach ulcer and bloating with Healy resonance? Okay, now you see, a symptom can be caused by many different factors. I always do the 5x5, the one that I teach you just now, okay, so that you find out what is the actual cause. Because bloating, stomach bloating, there are two types, you know. One is the bloating can happen very, very fast. Sometimes the bloating is slow, okay. If the bloating is slow, it's because of the digestion, okay. If the bloating is fast, it can actually be due to the neck region, where if the bone actually accidentally press against a certain nerve, it can actually cause instant bloating. Okay, So that part there, you have to do the checking. Okay, now if it is because of your organ, your stomach, right? If the ulcer is because of your stomach, bioenergetic harmony gastrointestinal will appear. Okay, so you use that. Use Meridian stomach, use gastrointestinal in bioenergetic harmony. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Then, okay, you're most welcome, all of you. My pleasure. Okay, Dr. C, do you want to share?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
See, yeah. Usually all session will be so wonderful, but this session plays a major role because the obesity is a universal challenge. It is not a challenge in India. It is a universal challenge.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
But the main reason being there are number of agencies, they are doing this and that. If you once they stop, they put on double the weight. The weight gain will be more. The simple reason being they are not addressing the root cause.
Yes.
And here, as if you correctly mentioned the root cause. Yes, what there are so many root cause. Example,
Yes.
the stress you have told that pulling other emotional factor. Because emotional factor plays a major role. If you just ask any person who is obese, he will be a binge eater. The stress.
Yes.
He will be always eating snacks or something like that. Then you have correctly pointed out why you are getting angry, that hungry in the night. That is, if you sleep before 11, you will not get the hungry. If you
Yes.
sleep after 11, definitely you will put the this one. Because now I have tried the food part on myself. First I have and Healy, MagHealy and the food part. Now the weight reduction is really I have reduced a lot of weight. Because we are addressing the root cause, that we are addressing, and the main thing is lifestyle management. See, without lifestyle management, we can get result, but not a satisfactory result. So the lifestyle management is a number one factor.
Yes.
Then exercise, then controlling a balanced life, work-life balance.
Yes.
Everybody can say it is not possible, but it is 100% possible. It is not that. So
with Healy and MagHealy is even more possible. Okay.
Yeah. See, we have that wonderful that divine instrument. That Healy and not MagHealy is not an ordinary technology. It is a divine technology.
Yes.
So to get that Healy and MagHealy, one must be in the divine line. Otherwise, ordinary people will never get.
Yeah. Yes.
That is
And what I like about Healy and MagHealy is the analysis will tell you exactly exactly what is the root factor. Because if you don't know, you think that everything is the same, you will try so many different methods and you get tired, you give up.
Yeah, because I'm an acupuncturist, I don't know the meridian, the cycle, everything. No, that majority, if you ask any person, those who are attending the party, late night party, definitely, I can assure you, they will put up the weight. Because that after the sunset, if you, whatever they eat, it will be converted into fat. But as you rightly tell, that we are following the lifestyle exactly opposite to what is not a thing. Because the morning breakfast we have to take more, then that lunch we have to reduce, then dinner we have to very much reduce. Then after 8, as you are told, we are not supposed to take that food. See, water and other things they had, but now now it's a reverse. See, as the dinner we are taking heavily, so definitely that will convert into fat. That put up on the weight. That really, really, this topic is a wonderful topic. Really, you have touched all the important areas. That's what we want. See, why you are not able to give the result? Because we are not addressing the root cause. If you
Yes.
address the root cause and follow the lifestyle and exercise and work-life balance, definitely we can do with the Healy and MagHealy. We can give you a wonderful. There is no doubt. We can give you a wonderful result. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
indeed.
you.
So I hope some of you will actually use the programs and then let me know. Okay, next one we have, let's invite Mr. Tapan. You want to unmute your mic?
Yes, madam. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Do you have a question?
Yes, I've got a question, but it's not related to today's program, but it's very important.
All
I am
right,
with
let's.
Healy for the last 2 years, and
What do
I'm
you have?
84 years old. I have amazing results, but at the moment, I'm suffering from cancer, prostate cancer, and I have been admitted to the hospital and operated upon prostate and hernia and also the. Now, what happened? The doctor gave me an injection. Now there is a media going on that there is a Russian injection which is giving amazing results for cancer. I do not know whether it is not that or not, but after this injection, some tests were done where it is found that my PSA, an indicator of cancer spread, has improved heavily from 42.1 to 14.1.
Hmm.
Creatinine has gone down from 1.4 to 1.1, and liver is fine. And all these things have happened within just 13 days after this
Hmm.
injection. The doctor assured me that you will be very well. But now I want to match it with, actually, I'm matching, I'm taking just your opinion if you can help me, that I am trying to support it with Healy. I'm with Healy for a long time. Now, last time Petra's meeting, she was talking amazing things about intuition. So using this intuition, because it is working in the brain, I think I am working. I am taking the program of head in stimulation, which I am with my intuition. What I feel is that it will help this thing. What is your opinion, or anything else I can do?
You're using local stimulation, is it? Intuitively, you're saying intuitively you're using local stimulation for the head.
Yes,
And why are you using this, may I know?
because I thought that because these things as it seems, it is working like this brain function from pituitary gland, the hormones that are coming, that is working. So in order to stimulate that, I have used my intuition as I felt that
Ah,
this may
okay,
this may
okay. You're saying that you want to stimulate
yeah,
the head area,
yeah.
right? You can try others. You need not just stick to one. Yes, you can use that, which is the head under local stimulation. The other one is bioenergetic harmony. Bioenergetic harmony has the head. You can use chakra.
That I take every day. Yeah, that I take every day almost in the morning.
Chakra, crown, and the third eye. Okay,
Yes,
is
yes,
also
yes.
around this area. Yeah, so these are the few that you can actually use. Learning is also for the head as well.
Very good, very good.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next one, GS Learning. Before I
I
ask questions. Yeah.
yeah,
Hi.
Christi, just a follow-up question. The question the gentleman just asked. My father also had a has a prostate cancer, so he had a robotic surgery, and we removed the prostate. But after 10-15 years, again the chemical reoccurrence of cancer has happened. In the sense the PSA has started going up again. He has a very good health otherwise. So I was thinking of giving him Healy in a way because at this age of almost 90, I don't want any surgical intervention. So I thought, can in any way I can help him through Healy? If you can guide, it'll be great help.
Okay. Now, when you do the analysis on him, do you see bioenergetic defense, geopathy appearing?
Yeah, geopathy was there, correct.
Okay. He may have to change the place where he sleep. Okay. Earlier, a few sessions back, I talked
Mhm.
about the environment. Okay, you can go to Use Healy, my YouTube channel there. There is one you read about geopathy. All right. So geopathy talks about the negative energy coming from the earth. And if he keeps sleeping there, so you can do your surgery and then you come back and you sleep on the same spot where there is geopathy. This will result in the relapse of cancer. Okay. Yeah. So if it keeps appearing, meaning that he is exposed to that. All right. So see whether there's any other alternative place where he can sleep and see whether he sleep better that in other places. Okay. So that's one, geopathy. So you can use the bioenergetic defense geopathy to clear regularly. That means at least once a week, use it to clear whatever negative energy that is exposed to. That's one. This will prevent the worsening. Yeah. Go cycle pure. Okay. We are not saying that Healy can cure or reverse a cancer, but a lot of the times is because of too much toxicity in the body. Yeah. So Go Cycle Pure, for people with let's say fibroids in the womb, they actually use Go Cycle Pure at least twice a day, and the fibroids shrank. Okay, so Go Cycle Pure, you can use that. You can also use potency, bioenergetic harmony potency, which is actually for the prostate. Then there is another one that has prostate in it. I can't remember where. I think MagHealy has one program that is prostate. MagHealy Classic has another one which is vitality. Okay, so these are the programs for prostate, which you can actually use that.
Wonderful. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you
The
so
other
much.
one would be immune, related to immune. Okay, because immune response will actually help to fight against this kind of bad cells in the body in general. Okay,
So,
you can
so you're saying gold, immune gold in the gold program?
Go Cycle Pure. Then you can use the rest of the potency, bioenergetic harmony. I think there's potency prostate program. Then MagHealy also has a prostate vitality. You can use that. Okay, the other one is the chakra, root chakra. Sacral root chakra is where
Yeah.
the area is. Yeah, so you
Right.
can use. Yeah.
Okay. Great,
Uh,
great. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we come back to the list of questions. Which program can be taken for fungal infection? So next week, we will talk about fungus. Okay, any kind of infection, you can use the spleen meridian. The spleen is the one, okay, that get very active during an infection. And then use all the defense related one, the immune defense, okay? Yeah, so you can try that. Impurities is for fungal toxins, so you can try that. Okay. Then what happens when the prostate prop up for female? So it works both ways. So female, if the prostate appear, it means that the testosterone level in the human is too low. So two reasons. One is for muscle regeneration. That's why we need the testosterone. The other one would be your mood. You know, if you are a female who is very aggressive, or no, not aggressive. That means too reliant, too soft, no motivation. Then the prostate level will come out so that you have more testosterone to make you more motivated to work, to fight for your goals. Now, if you are a male and then you get mature women, okay, male and then mature women appear, that means your estrogen level is low. So male needs the estrogen for bone density. Okay, so that's why sometimes when there's an imbalance. So if a male is too aggressive, they may be given mature women to bring up the female hormones so that the person may be less violent, less aggressive. Yeah. Okay. So we have to take probiotics if we do not have good bacteria. Then only Healy will work. How do we know that we do not have good bacteria in our body? Okay, if you have taken antibiotics before and you are not currently taking any probiotics, okay, very likely you do not have a good balance of bacteria in the body. Okay, now the other one is if you have recently had any new infection and you took antibiotics recently within the last 9 months or a year, if you have taken antibiotics before, very likely there is an imbalance in the gut microbiome. Okay, so research shows that it takes 9 months for the different diversity to re-establish themselves again. Okay, so if any of this has happened in the last 12 months, then put in the probiotics to speed up the restoration of the probiotics. Okay, so now, okay, or if you have other symptoms, for example, if you have depressive mood, if you have, let's say, bowel irritability, bowel movement issues, and all that, those are also signs that your bacterial community is not ideal. All right. Okay. Then, I have one question. I don't know if it is relevant. Okay, this is the scenario. One person being scanned, 2 separate Healy devices in 2 different locations, same time, same profile. After vibration, all Healy, how accurate or consistent? Okay, this one has been answered actually the last time, right? So when you have 1 person and 2 Healy trying to scan at the same time, the results will be different. Okay, the top 5 and the secondary 5 for each of the top 5 will be different. Okay, yeah, because whenever you press the scan, your bioenergetic field would have changed. Okay, so always take the first one. Okay, the first one is always the most accurate. Can you please share what brands of probiotics are? Okay, I don't share brands. You can go online and check the composition from different brands, whatever that is available in your community. So you can check from there. Okay, the slide, the slide, you can wait for the video and then you watch from there. Okay, is there anything for weight gain? So, well, whatever that I mentioned today is to help you with issues of weight gain. Okay, Claudio had this question. If someone has many problems contemporary in the body, can he or she do analysis every morning and decide which app to actually use, or is it better for 1 analysis a week? All right, that's actually a good question. Do I scan every day or once a week or twice a week and then use the same list over a certain period of time? Now, when you scan the list, if you find that that list addresses all the or most of the issues that the person is currently having, then keep that list. So the list will appear in the history over that week, right? You can see the list there and you can easily take it out and vibrate. Do that, okay? If it is the same, if it is programs that really suits you, okay? So that is why we use the same list over a week. Now, you can also do every day, meaning that yesterday when you run those programs, your body will, your scan for the next day will show that some of the things that you have top up or given, it will not appear in your top 5. So today you're working on the next 5. Okay, or not? So that means every day you just choose based on the Healy analysis, which are the programs that you need for that day. All right. But which means that it may not be targeted towards the issues that you want to deal with unless it is a very stubborn issue. Okay. If it's a stubborn issue, yesterday you scan, it appear. Next day you scan, it will appear again, although the ranking may or may not be the same if it's a stubborn issue. But if it's not stubborn, it may actually change. All right. So the next day you will be given something new again, but you may not be addressing the issue that you're currently facing. You may be addressing a slightly different issue until the energy then drop a bit. Okay, drop to a level that it will appear again, then only you deal with that. Okay, so it all depends on how you want to address your issue. If you want to be intensely targeting a certain area, then you work on the same programs and then give consistently. All right. So if you want to just work on anything that appears, then just do it every day. Okay. Yeah. So ultimately, the ones that dropped after a while will surface again in the next scan. So you will still eventually deal with it later on. Okay, so Wendy, the video you look for the Frequency and Friends email, so the video will be placed there. Pratipa, can you explain using Healy for buildings in upcoming programs? Okay, all right, so I have to think about that. The books, if you want to find out more about the books, you have to email to me. So this is my email. .com, sorry, it's .com. Okay. All right. Recording. Is buttermilk better option instead of probiotics? Okay, the reason why, okay, of course, natural food may also have probiotics. The reason why, let's say you were to purchase specific probiotics is because the type of strains are actually listed there. Okay, or not? Because if it's listed there, that means it's cultured. So when it's cultured, we know exactly what strain that you are taking. All right. So if you are taking from, let's say, yogurt, buttermilk, or sauerkraut, kimchi, there is probiotics there, but you do not know the strains of the probiotics that you're taking. Okay. Yeah, that's the only difference between taking the cultured one or the natural one. If we have headache or body pain in general, which program do we run? Okay, headache, body pain is local stimulation. Okay, you go to local stimulation. Headache will be, I think, 1, 2, 3. Program 3 or the first one. Okay, and then which body parts? You will just go to local stimulation. Majority are for pain. You can also do MagHealy. MagHealy spherics, 10 kilohertz. That one, MagHealy spherics for pain. The other one is body comfort, which is also for pain. MagMakin has all the different parts, neck, shoulders, all this. MagMakin has a lot of programs. MagHealy, MagMakin has many programs for bone pain. Okay, cervical pain at the neck here, right? Yeah, so you can do head program. You can do organ meridian, bladder meridian for the spine. Okay, besides the local stimulation. Okay, Suravi said we don't scan every day, right? The scan we do once, we run the program at a day and then run for months. No, one program you don't run for months, the same program. Okay, unless you're doing a protocol. If you're doing a protocol for a specific issue, okay, then you will do the protocol for, let's say, 3 weeks. It's usually a 3-week kind of protocol, and then you just target to a specific issues that you have. That is when you're running for protocol. Okay, now you do not run the same program for months. Over here is for months, not for days. Because why? You may get enough of that frequency already. So you may not see changes. Initially, you may see changes. And then after that, if you find that it's stagnant and you don't see much difference anymore, it means that you are not short of those frequency anymore. So therefore, it will be the others. So minimum, okay, every 2 weeks, do one scan, okay, because your bioenergetic field would have changed. Okay, so don't use the same programs for months on end. Okay, so that is what I wouldn't recommend. Okay, so looks like we have covered all the questions listed here. All right. Okay. All right. So that's all for today. So see you again next week for the next session. Bye bye.